Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glassman here, and you're watching the Glassman's World. So check it out, guys. We have the brand new marble that we just made on the last stream. This is it right here, guys. It's on a little, kind of like a guitar pick right there. So I got a cool little stand for it. We can show it off. You can see all the different swirls and spirals and everything. And we're going to put this up to a race now. So we're going to add all these marbles here into the little marble pourer here. And we're going to see who is going to win. So remember, guys, all these marbles here are pretty much too big, especially that one. They're all too big. But we're going to pour these into the top here. We're going to have ourselves a little mini race right here, guys. So get ready. Did you guys choose which marble that you wanted to win? I guess I should have showed you guys which marble to choose. Here, let's pour them out on the top. We'll give you guys a quick close-up on what they look like here. So you can choose which marble do you think is going to win. There's the new one right there. Okay, here we go, guys. On your marks. Oh, let's bring it in for the viewers over here as well. On your marks, get set. Here we go. All right, so they're down to the purple level, going to the dark blue and into the sky blue. We've got the white eyeball in the lead. Oh, looks like the new one, brand new one, is in the lead here. Oh, getting taken over now by the bird cage. And who's coming down on the yellow and into the final run? We've got the eyeball coming down first. And look at that, guys. Cat's Eye wins. The bird's cage. Look at that, guys. With the red eye coming in for second. And who would have won for third? Let's see. These all get stuck here. They're a little bit too big. So who would have been third? Okay, there it is. The red, white, and blue. Or sorry, red and white stripe. Let's see if I can get that down into the winner's cage here without dropping it. Oh my gosh. I need two hands for this. Let's see if I can just get the marble down and we can show who the winner is. Come on. So what's funny is, okay, there it is. So these marbles here, some of these ones are a little bit too big. As you can see, they don't work. They get stuck. So we actually have to make these specifically to a size using a caliper. And we don't have any batteries in here. But what I've done is I've taken the measurement of the actual marble in here. I've taken the measurement of that marble, and we've been able to figure out how to make a 15.5 to 16.5 millimeter marble. So there's number 4. So the one that we made last time came in 4th, guys. All right, so there's the marble race there, guys. And then who would have come in next would have been the other bird cage. Oh, that one jumped over. It was actually this one would have been the next one. This one jumped over somehow. So there you have it, you guys. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Did you guys pick a winner? Did you choose a winner? Comment below. All right, so we're about to get started here on how to make these. So last time when I was making these, we were using the cherry marble mold here, which as you guys can see, it's all burnt up. And while trying to get the punty mark, which I actually didn't get the punty mark completely cleaned off on the marble here. Let me show you. So there's actually a punty mark on here somewhere, and we'll have to try to clean that up. So I'm going to get you guys all set up now. We're going to turn the camera around and somehow figure out how to get you guys, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can set you up over here and you guys can actually watch from a whole different perspective today. And you can see the whole thing. You can actually see the the Facebook screen there. All right, and I'm not sure if that's the angle that we're going to use. We may set you up on the table over here. So we tried to use the marble mold here last time, right? And that's kind of a little deep, and also it's far offset in the center here. So it's really hard to then heat it with the torch and not burning the wood, and letting this sit here is just heating up, and it starts to then smolder and catch fire, and eventually this is not going to work. The hole is just going to burn out. So I think we're done with using this. What I've done now, here, let me just set you guys up over here. Let me get y'all in a little bit better of an angle here. Can I? We're gonna try. Here, let me see. Okay. Cool. You can get a whole complete different angle here today, guys. So, what I've done now is I've taken this chunk of carbon graphite that a friend of mine gave me, and basically I use it for making, for you know, when we make bowls, and you got to make the bowl push in there. So that's why this is completely rounded here. And on the side, it's a big old chunk, right? So I figured, well, you know what? Let's just drill in some holes here on the side, and let's create our own marble mold right here. So we now have a brand new marble mold that I will be able to then bring this into the torch here. We'll be able to find the we'll find that punty mark on here. Yeah, I feel it right there. Jagged chunk of glass. So that's not perfectly round. You know, if you're entering a competition for racing, you want to make sure it's perfectly round. So I can now use my carbon graphite here and hit it with the flame to be able to get rid of that the punty mark. Now with this one, I don't know, we might be able to. I'm gonna try my best to fix this actually. So we'll see, and maybe we'll do it this way here. We'll hold it like this and turn it around, and then I can hit it on the edge just like that. Boom. And we should be able to get rid of that punchy mark. All right, and then we're gonna make a few. So let's measure out the bird cage here. Let's make sure we have a nice, good, accurate measure. So you see that? It's all perfectly measured in there. And it spins a little bit, but then there's, when you get it to like, you know, some of these are a little oblong, they're not perfectly round, so you can find a spot where it's like touching and rubbing up against it. But yeah, that's pretty much as big as I can make it. There it is. That's what I was trying to find. So see, that's as big as it gets right there. That's a tight spot. And so when even when these are made, there's still a little bit like oblong on some spots. This one isn't perfectly round. So we're gonna do our best to make ours perfectly round, guys. So see that? All right. And I think we're gonna actually get. Uh-oh. I just dropped that marble. We're gonna put you guys onto the original camera here, so that way you guys can have a better angle. And we'll get rid of the tripod here. So the tripod was for the marble races. All right. So let's get started here. Okay, this is gonna be fun. So marbles is one of the funnest things to make. I really do love making marbles. It's I don't know, it's a cool thing. Marbles are cool. All right, so let's get you guys positioned a little bit better here, so you can actually see what's going on. There we go. Try to get you out of view. Alright, well, that's probably good. Okay, let's get started. So, we are going to hit this marble. We're going to turn the kiln on. So the kiln temperature is at like 69 degrees. So it's a little bit cold in here today. Usually it's about 71, 72. So it's at 69 degrees today, guys. So it's a little cold today. Cold outside. Clear skies though. Chemtrails were sprayed heavily the other day. So that will ensure that we don't have as much precipitation as we usually do. I don't know if you guys know about all that. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way here. There we go. Need some foot space. Okay, now this could crack on me, being that it's already been worked and everything. We're going to just do our best to try to just slowly bring it into the flame, and hopefully it doesn't crack. If it cracks, whatever. Just make a new one. We're going to just slowly try to introduce it to the flame here, and then bring it in to get that punchy mark completely gone. You know, it's got that color in there, so the color could crack, pop, whatever. But if I can get that heat in there, should be able to heat it up just right. Alright. Looks like it's taken to the flame. Now we don't have to worry about the wood getting all hot and burning. The carbon graphite can withstand the heat a lot better than the cherry wood mold. The cherry wood molds usually are only made and used for soft glass work. I just wanted to make one and see if I could use it, and I was able to. You know, technically was able to use it. Alright, so now that we got this all rounded, I should be able to, and just there shouldn't be any sort of punchy mark. I think it's going. Now the only thing about this is this carbon graphite's going to get warm on me, that's for sure. And without a handle, that's going to be interesting to work all the time. Alright, well, we'll put this in the kiln. We'll let that fire up. Actually, I'm just going to let it cool real quick. And so I want to make sure that I got that punchy mark. Feels like there's a little rough spot on there, and I don't know if it's from the color. Alright, well, just put some heat right there. Yeah, sometimes when you add a little bit of like the whites or different colors, they can get a little bit of like boiling or bubbles in there, so you might feel a little rough spots from time to time. Yeah, that feels good though. Uh-oh. Oh shit. And I just dropped a hot marble. Okay, we have to find that. We're gonna have to find that. Where did it go? What's it melting? What's it on? What's it touching? Is it on the floor? Now that's interesting because I don't see it. Okay. Give me a sec. Let's see if I can find this thing here. I know that thing is really hot. I don't see any smoke. I don't smell any burning. It must just be on the tile somewhere. That's interesting. It's not in this box. That's what I was worried about, is having this box right here. There's glass in there, but it's not here. Interesting. Okay, it's not that box. Need to move this out of the way here. It's gotta be in here, right? Oh, I think I see it. Ta-da! Okay. Well, now it's good because now I don't have a box under there. Well, that kind of is dangerous. It does have glass stuff in there, though. It's like all glass, scrap glass and stuff. But I'll move this out of the way. There. Okay, I'm back. So, now I don't know if this marble is going to be all messed up with other funk on it. It still feels like there's a bump. It's almost cool enough to touch. I've left it in the, well, it fell off and went onto the tile floor. And it was touching a plug that's not plugged in for my old oxygen generator. So it melted a little bit of plastic on the side. I'm wondering if that's what I'm feeling. Okay, there we go. Woo! All right. Let's see. Now it's like, oh yeah, now I'm feeling there's plastic. Scrape that off. Yeah, and the whole thing is nice except for right there. Get the whole section. I'm wondering if it's just because of the white in there. You can tell it's bumped up a little bit right there. But that's what we got so far. And there's a little bit of a bump on it, but what you gonna do? What am I gonna do? One thing, to make sure that the camera here is nice and clean, just in case. I want to make sure you guys can really be able to see that there. I can see that bump. It definitely has a bump and blemish. Alright, well, let's get back to, we'll reheat it. We'll see if we can round it out perfect again. Let me make sure there's no any more dirt or any debris or any rubber from the cord there. Yeah, and the only thing now that I'm noticing is the carbon graphite is going to get hot until I can get a handle put on here. So I'll probably eventually just cut off the end here and then get a handle, you know, something like this, and just drill it into it. Alright, well, let's see if I can round this up a little bit better. We'll put a more tighter flame. I'll hit it from up top and let it fall down onto itself. See how much of that. Alright, that whole top area right there. Alright, I'm going to do a quick time check. Alright, 8 o'clock. It's still early in the morning. We got plenty of time to work before our son wakes up or anything. Before I have to start making breakfast. Okay. Let's get started again. Alright, and I'm not sure what kind of marble I want to make today. I'm going to make several different ones, I'm sure. So I see that there's a lot of white at the end right there, so there is a lot of bubbling, and I don't know if I'm going to really be able to get this round or as round as I'd like it to be. Maybe using this white isn't the best, or making sure that it's completely encased in clear glass would probably be the best bet. But I'm going to do my best to heat it up and get it all round again. Alright, well, that's probably the best that I can do for that one. We're going to move on and we're going to start making another marble here. So, I was thinking it would be cool to have a mushroom marble, right? Mushrooms are always cool. So having a mushroom marble I think would be really fun to have. So let's make a 16.5 millimeter mushroom marble real quick. So the rod that I'm working is a 16 millimeter rod, so it's basically the exact size marble that I want to make. But getting it to come out this size at the end, that takes a little bit of a, you got to know exactly how much glass you're going to be working with and what you're going to be using and everything here. And I'm going to pull this real quick, just a little bit. There we go. That's going to make for a better mushroom. So this is a dark multi. We don't want this in too big because it says only a 15.5 to 16 millimeter marble. So we definitely want to make sure that it's only going to be within that size and that dimension. We're going to make it a little small mushroom in there. Make sure it's not pushed in too deep. We'll get the air out. Now hopefully, being that this is going to be mostly all clear glass, we won't have any sort of issues with the punchy marks or anything like that. So I'm making these marbles because there is a marble race coming up very soon that I recently have found out about, and I heard that it's open to all glass blowers in the Albuquerque area here. So that's going to be really fun, guys. This is at Silver Lanes, which is a bowling alley here. I don't know exactly what day and when it's going to be, so I need to find out all that information and let y'all know exactly when it's going to be. I will be going live, so make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel here, The Glassman's World. That way you can get all the notifications when I go live. I don't really like the way this mushroom came out. I guess it got a little smashed on the side there. We're trying to bring it back down to that 16 millimeter size. That's going to be hard to pull it off without pulling all the top of that mushroom cap. We're going to actually make another one. We're going to turn this into a pendant, and then we're just going to make another one real quick. So, sorry. Change the plans for a moment. We're going to make one even smaller. That way we have a little bit more room to work inside that. But you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it. Let's make it happen. We're going to see if we can actually keep it in there without distorting it too much. That's going to be the challenge and the trick. Alright. So we're now going to use gravity to let all the glass get pulled down to one side. It should get perfectly round on one side there. And then we'll have to take it off and switch it around back and forth a couple times here to make it perfectly round. So right now we're going to go all the way to the end here. We could add a little clear glass on the end, and that way we could hide the mushroom stem and make sure that there is no issues with the punchy mark or any sort of color popping up. Make sure it's perfectly round. Okay, we're going to cut this now. So now the trick is going in with a really, really tight flame. And we're going to be pulling the glass. And hopefully we're not going to distort the mushroom cap in any way. We got to do this a little bit at a time. Oh, lost the punchy mark. I lost the punchy. Don't know what happened there. I guess I let it cool down too much, maybe. Alright, so the trick is making sure that when I pull this, I'm getting the clear glass completely molten, and it liquefies it to where it just is going to pull off nice and easy like that. That way, I can then pull off the rest of this clear glass here, just real slow, a little bit at a time. And that way we don't distort the mushroom cap. If you pull it all at once, you can start to pull that mushroom cap from the inside, and it'll create a point on top of it. And then it's not a nice round mushroom top. So you want to do this real slow and gentle. Just taking away the clear glass a little bit at a time. If you see it start to pull that mushroom cap, then, just don't pull it. That's all. You see it start to pull, just stop pulling, let it settle out. But right now what I've done is I've let this completely solidify and cool to where now I'm just taking the little portions of clear glass away, a little bit at a time. And now the trick is going to be to make this small enough to be a 15.9 to 16.9 millimeter marble. And then, being that this is around a bunch of other glass artists, you want to make sure you have no air bubbles. You want it to be super clean, because not only are you going in for the competition for the race to try to win, but also you're going to be judged on appearance, on looks, on how well you were able to make that. And if it's too small, then you got to add a little bit of glass to it, right? Alright, looks like I don't have any air bubbles to deal with. clean pull on the top. I may have pulled too much. We may have to add a little bit, but like I was saying, I was thinking about adding some clear glass to the bottom, which will then make the mushroom just float in there. You know what would be cool is to actually make like some really crazy intricate marble, so tiny, and then win all the races. Alright, so the other marble that I just finished making should be cold enough. We're just going to set this off to the side real quick. I need to use the marble mold here so we can start rounding it up. Alright, so that's one. Now we'll pop this off on this side. We're going to actually check and see where are we at here. I might have to take off just a little bit. It's pretty amazing how precise these have to be for them to work, especially in the racetrack like the one I was showing earlier. Even though it's just a little child's racetrack, it does show you how precise these have to be, or they won't even go down that bottom chute. Alright, so now you can see it's all oblonged and all messed up on the shaping again. And so I'm going to have to round it out, bring all the glass from the side and back down to the top this way, so it actually like kind of thin it out this way as it's pulled that way. And hopefully we'll get it into the size of the calipers here. If I can get it to be the right size in the calipers, that's what we're going for. So making these is pretty precise. This is like precision glass. You know, there's a lot of technical glass and precision glass where you have to actually make it like to the millimeter specs. You know, especially like gauges, like for your earrings and things like that, for all your piercings. Alright, let's go back in here and we're going to round it out again. So I heat it with the mold, and I'm going to go back in. I'm going to reheat it just to make sure, because the mold makes it round, and then the glass needs to be fire polished again to just get it all back liquidy in that nice tight round ball. That's at least what I do. So I know the mold, it makes it, especially if you touch it when it's still really molten. You got to be real careful. You got to let it kind of cool down a little bit. Once it's not so white hot, and that's when you can go back in and get that fine shaping of it. You got to go on all sides of it. And then you use the light to be able to tell whether or not you've got any kind of like weird bumps or dents in it. And then we move on. So now, what I do is I always hit it on an opposite kind of an angle. I don't know if everyone else does this, but I think when I was watching other glass blowers make marbles, maybe the O'Grady's back in the day, Kevin O'Grady, George O'Grady, maybe back in the day on some of the old Lewis Wilson videos, Crystal Myth videos, maybe they were making marbles there, and maybe I saw them putting the punchy to the side. So basically go to like a 45-degree angle. Oh, you don't want to do it like that. Alright, so we're going to grab it again. That was interesting. I wasn't expecting it to fall off the punchy. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. What's going on? We got some accidents happening in the studio this morning. Woo! All exciting. Dropping things. Now it's got a bunch of schmeckle from the table. Now this thing is not clean like I wanted it to be. So we can't enter this one into no competition. At least for my own sake, I mean, I'm sure it's going to look fine. You guys won't be able to tell. No one will be able to tell. I can still sell this thing. And I don't even know what people buy marbles for of this size. This is just a little mushroom marble. Is it worth $10, $20? Handmade. They sell them for $5. I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to hit it from this angle here. Completely different. Hopefully I didn't mash it up all bad by dropping it on the table. I'm sure there's a flat spot somewhere now. You have to hit it a couple different times. Alright, so we get that all nice and hot. Let it cool a little bit. And then put it in the mold. That way you don't get any lines from the mold. And I just made this mold and I grounded it with sandpaper right in the rim, and it works nice. This is a really nice marble mold that I made here. We'll just fire polish it again. Make sure we don't get any kind of grooves or lines from like the marble marber or the mold. And I see one little dirty spot on this marble here. Okay, I can tell also that it's a little oblong that way, so we're going to heat this up. We're going to really use the marble mold here to get it shaped. Okay, we'll hit it one more time with the punchy. That's always tricky to pop it off without without it falling off the other punchy. Alright, now we're going to clean up the punchy mark that we had there on this very end. Alright, and the other thing too now is after rounding it up perfectly, we got to make sure that it's got that right dimension. To make a marble perfectly round takes a little bit of time. And if you want to win a race, you want to have a nice perfectly round marble. So I'm using the light from the sun to watch the, when you spin it, if you don't see any waves in the light reflection, it's just perfectly just stand still, and the light doesn't move, and you got a clean surface right there. So we're done with this. Time to, we're going to snap it off, and then clean up the punchy here. Yeah, and this carbon graphite definitely gets hot. I don't see any marks here. So hopefully we don't have any sort of yeah, it looks good. All right. So there's the, it's really hot. I'm going to try not to drop this. But there's the mushroom marble right there. All right, we're going to drop this in the kiln now. How? I'm going to have to use this to lift the kiln up like that. Alright. We'll have to get another pot holder or something, a towel, so I can, it's getting hot. I have to use this to hold this or something. Will that work? Okay, yeah, that one will work. All right, let's make another marble now, guys. So, you know, I was thinking what would be really cool to try to make would be like a cat's eye kind of marble or a bird's cage. You know, something that if you're like, what, you didn't make that? We bought that at the store. I'm wondering, how would you go about doing that? You know, to make a bird cage, you would actually want to have, like, especially a white one, you know, white or blue. Ooh, we could try to replicate this one. All right, let me see. What do I want to do here? There's so many different ways to make marbles. You know what would be cool is to make a jellyfish that size. Can I make a jellyfish that size? Do I have everything ready to go to make a jellyfish? We got this. Okay, let's try it out. We're just having fun, guys, so we're going to try to make a jellyfish here. And it's going to have to be tiny. It's going to be one of the smallest jellyfish I've ever made. Hopefully the details will still be able to be seen. Alright, now in order to make a jellyfish, it's kind of like making the mushroom, except it's a lot harder. So you basically, you need a piece of glass that you're going to push into the clear glass like we did with the mushroom, but you have to build up tentacles and all this stuff to make it then look like a jellyfish once it's all pushed, and not like a mushroom. So we're going to build tentacles up right now. And this is definitely going to be one of the most tiniest jellyfish I've ever attempted to make. Alright, so I've drawn some lines going around the center tentacle there. And I don't know if that's what the technical term is, or what those are. I know the head of the jellyfish is the bell. We're going to add some color for the bell now. And it can't be too much and it can't be too little. Alright. So that little tiny little thing on the very end there, which I don't know if you can see, it's like really small. We're talking smaller than that marble. You know, we're going from here to there. About as half, 3/4 the length of the marble. So that's a good size to be able to push in there. Alright, let's make a marble now. And we're gonna push that in and create a jellyfish. Little mini jellyfish, guys. Here we go. So any of these marbles, I guess I'll have them available between $10 and $20, unless they become a little bit more intricate, like this jellyfish here, which I'll probably have available for 30, maybe even 40 bucks. I am really not sure how to price marbles. I'll have to see what others are making and what they're doing for these. So the other thing too is we're going to try to get a blue backing on this as well. Alright, so we're going to dab this in now. Alright, jellyfish is in there, guys. Now I just got to get the air bubble out. And then we'll have to add a little bit of cobalt blue on one side of it to put a blue background on it. Lock that air bubble out. Alright. That's really cool. We got ourselves a jellyfish in there. I think I can make the tentacles better though. I don't know if you can't see that. It's too bright. Alright, we're going to add a little bit of blue now on one side. Cobalt. We can't add too much because we don't want to deform the marble here. We add just a little dot of blue on the back of there. You see that? It's a little dot of blue. But then when you look at it from the back side, it completely just covers the whole thing, as you can see. Maybe I should have added it last. That way it could have stayed a nice perfect round. Yeah, because now when I stretch it, it's going to stretch it up. And it won't be a round dot. So that's what I should do, actually. That's interesting. And it looks like that blue is quite thin. Oh well, we'll just go with this one for now. We'll pull it off. If we can keep it round, we'll keep it round. But when we stretch the glass out, I don't know how that's going to be possible. But that is a jellyfish inside there. That is tiny. Alright, we got the clear removed. We're going to start pulling this clear off now. And hopefully we'll try not to mess with that round dot on the back at all. Okay. Trying to guesstimate the 15.5 millimeter. That's the hardest part, and also it's like the funnest part for me. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's cool to be able to just try to eyeball it and see how close we get on that very first try. And I'm thinking I probably should have went with the darkest cobalt, being that I used a really, really light layer of cobalt on that back side there. It's not, I don't know if it's going to show through once it cools down. We'll find out though. I can tell you that I am happy with the way that looks. It just has that faint little blue on there. That's nice. And you can definitely see it's a jellyfish. See that cobalt blue in there? Okay, then we need to flip it to the other side. We'll stay away from the blue so we don't pull any of that blue off. I just heat up this end here. We'll get this side nice and around it. See a couple bumps in the reflection. And round that up. When you go down onto the marble mold, you want to make sure that you have a spin going right away so you don't get like an edge and catch that edge. I made sure my edge was nice and rounded, but there are some marble molds where it's like this, it's drilled in and it's got that like a really hard edge on the top. But I rounded mine, so mine has a nice round edge there. Good to go. All right. All Alright, let's clean up that punchy mark there. Have to grab it with the my cloth here. Alright, and there's the finished jellyfish marble there. We're going to drop that one in the kiln now. Oh, we never even measured that. That's good. That's on point. I just drop them in hoping that they don't hit each other. And I drop them in there. Alright. This is fun. Okay, so let's make another jellyfish. Let's do some, you know what, that's what I should probably just have available, is nothing but jellyfish. There isn't anyone who really makes jellyfish the way I do, or as small as I make them, you know? So I might as well. I don't know anyone else who can make jellyfish this tiny. And if there are anyone out there, if there are any glass blowers out there, if there is any individual glass artists out there who can, let me know. If you know anyone who can make really tiny jellyfish in pendants like I do, let me know in the comments below. Tell me who their name is, and I'd love to give them a shout out. Alright, so these ones, we're going to really tighten them up. I mean, we're going to twist them up, and we're going to make these tentacles tight, because it seemed like they kind of thinned out, or something happened on the last one. So we're going to make sure. We're going to do several of these. We're going to make quite a few if we can. I can sell 10. I think we can each sell 10 marbles. So if I have all nothing but jellyfish marbles, I think I'll sell them all. And if I can sell them at 40 bucks a piece, that'd be beautiful. Even at 20 bucks a piece, I'd be pretty happy with that. But I don't know what marbles are going for. I don't know what they're worth. So I really need to see what other people have and the type of work they're offering, and what they're really doing. I gotta really tighten this up. So the center tentacle, I really want to make sure it's nice and tight. So that way when I lay the details on, you can really tell. Just a little bit extra work. Alright, I think we're ready now. Okay. Being that they're so small, I can make them kind of quick, but then this part right here, drawing these tentacles is a little hard for me. See, the issue is that my eyesight isn't what it once was. And it's really hard for me to see the detail on drawing these. And then you got to melt them all back down together. And then at this point here, is when you want to stretch it out just a little bit. And that's why you got to super tighten that twist in the middle. So when you do this, it looks good. And then, I guess we'll use the same color. We can have all kinds of different colored bells, but let's just keep this the same. Maybe we'll do all the first series exactly the same here. Okay, and you got the little tiny piece right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's so small. Okay, then we get our glass once again. It's cool about making these little mini jellies is they really do come out quick. And being that you don't have to stab them so deep to make a large pendant, you know, these don't take too long. I see there's one little blemish or line down here, so I'm going to pull that off. So we don't even have that to begin with. Cool. Alright, and we'll heat that up. That'll be ready to stab here in just a minute. We only want that little tiny tip, just a little portion of it. Yeah, there we go. That one's going to be nice and fat compared to the other one. Just get a nice tight flame on here to get that air bubble out. Being that these are so tiny, you don't want any air bubbles in there. That air bubble will be really noticeable. You got to move the air bubble out perfectly. Get it completely out. Keep that flame above the cap there of the mushroom or the bell of the jelly, and slowly just work it from the top all the way out to the bottom. And these ones move quick because it's so tiny. And that was clean. And I can see all them tentacles in there. That's what I was going for. Yeah. And you can see that center one nice and twisted up. Okay. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. That's going to look nice. And it's going to be super big. We've got to remember that this whole thing already is the size of the rod that we want it to be. So we don't want it to be any bigger than that. We don't want to gather it at all. Oh man, that jelly's gonna be sweet. I wish the tentacles on the side were a little bit shorter, but that's alright. They reach all the way down to the bottom with the rest of them, but that's, you know, every single jellyfish is different. Alright, now the trick is to get it off of this and turn it into marbles that size. Without messing up the jellyfish top or the bell. Oh, and the blue. When are we going to add the blue? Oh, here, we'll take it off. Then we'll add the blue. I know some glass blowers, they keep that, the first seal right there fused before they take off the marble, so they don't have issues with it popping off, but I don't know, I guess I live dangerously. Just pop it, let's see. If you get that tack weld on there nicely and it's holding, it shouldn't pop off. But every once in a while, it might be a little too cold, and you might not have a good tack weld on that. Right, the trick is trying to pull this off now without messing up that jellyfish bell on top. We got to get it nice and molten, extremely molten, to where just the clear glass is liquefied, and you can pull all that off. Alright, that one's ready to go for the next one. Here, I'm going to set this over here. That way we don't get any kind of weird marks from the table as last time. I'll get my scrap piece here. So it's basically like another punchy, but we're using this to wipe and clean away all that excess there. Alright, now we're going to go with the darker cobalt this time. We'll go with the cobalt 4. Last time it was just like a basic cobalt. I want to look at it and see where do I want that front to be? Right there. So we go right behind it, just like that. Boom. We hit it with the blue dot. And it's amazing how just a little blue dot just blows up that front. Like that's all it takes is just a little blue dot. Boom. The whole thing gets colored. And now that one should really be dark. Not as translucent as the last one. And someone may prefer the translucent one. You know, I don't make glass for myself. So sometimes people will be like, no, I like that one better. Like, all right, well, cool. I'm glad I made two different types, just in case. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. With just a little tiny dot. Look at that little dot right there. Got that little dot, and then you turn it around, boom. See that? That's dope. All right. Okay, let's round it out. Nice and perfect now. I don't know if you noticed, but when I go onto the marble mold, I'm hitting it in all different angles, and also I'm pushing it into the front to really round that front face of it as well. Oh, dang, I put a big old crease in it. It popped out of the mold when I was moving it, and I felt it. I got a big old crease in there. Where is it? There it is. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. I call it a big old crease. It ain't that bad. I can see that light reflection, and that's what throws me off. I'm like, yeah, there's something there. Alright, we're going to get this molten again. We're going to hit this again just like that. Oh yeah, that was good. Hey man, tiny little jellyfish. Those things are so small. That's half an inch. We're talking 15.5 to 16 millimeter, right? Well, let's make sure. Oh, that one's too big, guys. Look at that. Oh, but it's not too big that way. Maybe I squeezed it too much. Okay. We're just gonna work it and see how it comes out. That might be just perfect too. Yeah, that was a big old dent in the bottom, so that's basically it took out like a chunk. So we're gonna have to round it all out, and that's gonna create those sides to sink down. We should be able to get into that size dimension that we need. 15.5 to 16.5 millimeter. We got 1 millimeter of playroom, and that's it. That's the rules, guys. I didn't make them up. That's just what the rule is for this race coming up here in January at Silver Lanes. I really wish that we could find out what the date and time is. If I can find out, I'll put it in the description below or in the comments below to make sure y'all who are here in Albuquerque can come on down and check it out if you want to. Should be a lot of fun, good time. And I don't know if it's all ages, so I need to find that out too. Well, hopefully it is, because then I can get my son to be able to enter to win, right? I don't even know what these are worth, man. Little tiny marbles. They're so precise. They're so accurate. And there's jellyfish. I don't know anyone making jellyfish marbles this small. If you do, let me know. Please, 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 let me know in the comments below. It's always good to know other individuals out there, who your competitors are, and you know, I'm not all about like being all crazy competitive. I like friendly competition. You know, it's good to have someone else making other things that you're making, because then that brings your game up, your own game. You're like, uh-oh, someone's trying to show me up here. And then you gotta, like, you know, you gotta prove to yourself your own worthiness and stay in the game or get defeated. Oh man, these are cool. Who wants a $50 marble? There you go, $50 marble right there. This one's so perfect. That one is so brilliant. Look at that. That one's amazing. Love it. Alright, let's snap it off. So when you heat up the punchies, you want to make sure you're heating up the whole entire surface of the marble, not just the punchy, because you want that, any sort of like, whatever it is, if there's any mark or anything sticking up or whatever, you want it to all just kind of flow right back in, and then utilize that gravity to allow it to just, like, if there's a little bit of a bump and you heat it up, it's just going to like round out, and that gravity is just going to make it nice, just like that. All right, you guys, there's another jelly right there going in the kiln. It just dropped. This is fun. Okay, that's like what, 4? We got the one that we worked on. Oh, which is right here actually. I lost the marbles. I'm losing my marbles, guys. I didn't see where that one went. Okay, well, we're never going to be able to tell if that one ever got finished or not. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, it could have rolled anywhere. I didn't see which direction. I just heard it under me. And I don't see it. Where'd you go, marble? Alright guys, well I'm not going to go all crazy on it. I'm not going to lose my marbles. I'm losing my marbles. We'll find it another day, but there's one on the floor somewhere. See? And as soon as I let it go, then I find it. Cool. Alright, well. I think it works all the way down the track. You just gotta make sure it goes all the way down to the red here. Yeah, okay. So that's a good size. And then also we can always get the calipers and make sure. Oh, you know what? That's actually a little bit bigger than what I was going for. So that's not fitting in the calipers, but it works for the racing. So that might be like a 16.5. Maybe I've got a 15.5 measured out. I don't know. All right. Let's make another jellyfish. These are fun. And I got it all ready to go. Remember, I was saying I was hoping to make these a little shorter. Maybe we can get them to float off on the side just a little bit. All right. We'll get the same color we've been using, the dark multi here. Get all these melted down, and then we'll stretch it out some. We'll add the dot on top. So as long as you can get to this point where you find the tentacles around a center tentacle, then at this point, and putting a little colored dot, you should be able to make jellyfish. I'm giving away my secrets here. I usually charge $300 for a jellyfish lesson. You're getting it for free right here. Alright, I think we're ready to stab it in. I'm going to push the jellyfish into the clear rod here. Let it build up, and push it. And we'll make sure we push those tentacles in. Alright, maybe I got it. We'll see. We'll get that air bubble out. Nice and tight on top of the bell or the jellyfish head there. The top of the jelly. If you put your flame all the way at the end where the hole is, you'll close the hole up and capture air inside. So you have to go on the opposite side of the air bubble, melt it above the mushroom cap or the jellyfish bell, and allow the glass to melt, falling onto itself, squeezing the air bubble out from the center, and working its way out to the end, where then you can slowly, eventually get to the very tip of it and finish it off to get rid of the any bumps or any divots or anything like that. Oh yeah, that center tentacle is nice and tight in there. This one looks really good as well. Another really amazing one here. Beautiful. Alright, and we'll do the same technique we did last time. So we'll take this off from the rod first, and then put the dot and clean it up. Seems to be a good process, and I won't be messing up the dot. It'll stay perfectly round this way. It looks like we're going on 2 hours here, so this will probably be the last of this video. That way I can keep the video nice and short at under, 2 hours is a good glass blowing demonstration. If I want to do a real quick one, of course, a 5-minute demonstration is always better. Making a simple mushroom pendant or making the drop of water pendant or spirals, flowers, things like that. But working on perfecting marbles and showing how they're made and everything, and also working on jellyfish. These sort of things take time, so I appreciate you guys for tuning in, staying with me, and watching it all the way through. If you're here, let me know that you've made it all the way through to the very last jellyfish one. I'll probably continue working, even though you guys won't be here with me. I'll probably keep making some more of these, so we can just have a whole bunch ready to go and have them available for sale. If anyone wants any of these here, being that you're watching it all the way through to the very end of the video, you are one of the special ones who's going to be able to get these for $20. But hey, don't tell everyone else, because I will probably be selling these for more. Going against a bunch of other amazing marble makers. So, those of you here watching, you heard the deal right there. If you didn't hear the deal, go ahead and rewind it and comment below that you are interested. And I'll make sure to comment, and I'll get a hold of you somehow. We'll figure out how to get you my email and things like that. And then I just ask you pay shipping, $5 shipping, so $25 total, and it's yours. Like this one I'm flattening in for the first time. We're going to see if there's any difference in flattening it or what. I'm trying to keep it a little bit thicker this time. Maybe it'll just make it darker, change things up. I don't know. Just try something new and different every time, you know? Always seeing how you can improve your game and doing things a little bit different. Oh yeah, man. Getting that cobalt in there, that's a definite game changer right there. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Clear glass, bring that cobalt in, and boom. So when these are rolling on the race, you should be able to see them like kind of pop in and out. I don't know. We'll find out how it works. Oh, that one has a lot of play. Uh-oh. That means that one is too small. So, what I'm going to do, we're going to add some clear glass in places like right above the cobalt blue, and we're just going to like embed it within. Just to see what that looks like. Just for fun. Okay, we'll see how that works now. I just added some clear onto that blue so it doesn't really like change up anything. I'm not adding any air bubbles or anything like that. Let's see what that does. That's too much. Did I add too much to the mix now? I gotta bring it back to round again. I added a big bump on one side, so now it's like an egg shape or oblong, oval. You gotta bring it all back to shape. Okay. Now we gotta check the size. Let's see, how did we do with the size, guys? Did we add too much. And that'll also give me an indication on, you know, oh my God. Okay. It's fitting through and then grabbing slightly. That means it's like right there on point. I love that. Just a little dot and bam, there we go. You got to round out the whole thing still. Alright, this one I'm going to hit it in multiple spots to make sure this is really, really round. I'm going to really perfect this one. This one might be my racer. See, that spot's a little flat now, so I got to bring it all back to round again still. The reason why that happened was just from heating it so much, it just got welded or fused onto there basically. And when it snapped off, it took a chunk. So now I got to be real gentle whenever I put the punchies and also be gentle with the heat. So we're still rounding this and shaping it. We're going to get this nice and perfect. Alright, we'll hit it from the other side now. We're going to keep on hitting it at different angles. Never putting the punchy on the blue mark. You don't want to mess that up. Keeping clear glass to clear glass. And every time you should be able to stick that on and the punchy should snap off pretty easy. And each time, you should have less and less of a punchy mark. You just want to make sure that when you're grabbing it, you're being real careful not to add too much heat or seal them together in any way. right, I think I'll do that one more time. All right. I think this is going to be the last one. I think I'm happy with it. All right. So that's how it looks there on the punchy. Cobalt in the back. You got that dot of cobalt right there. Which, you know, if I just put a black little dot right there, it would look like an eye too. We could also make jellyfish eye marbles. That'd be pretty cool. Just put a darker dot right in the center there, and you got yourself an eyeball. Okay, I think we're done here. Just snap this off. Just like that. Bring this up into the heat. Let's clean up that punchy mark. Like I said, you want to heat up the whole area, not just the funny mark. All right, that should be good. It feels good. It feels like it's rolling like a ball bearing. That's so nice. Glass ball bearings. Anyone want some for their vehicle? All right, you guys. So that's like 4 or 5 done for the day. I'm going to take a little break here, maybe have some breakfast. I'm going to continue working on some marbles though, because this is a lot of fun, and we can continue having marble races, you know, and see who's the winner out of these ones here. We'll make sure that we have nothing but the best size marbles, so we'll go through every individual one of these, and we'll make sure that they are regulation size, and if they're not, like this one here, that one's almost. But if it's not, then we'll just move it over to the side. We'll make sure we have nothing but regulation marbles in here. Just check this one real quick. Oh, that one is definitely too big. So we'll definitely put that one off to the side here. And we'll keep on making some marbles, guys, but that's how I make marbles. Been making glass since 1995, been blowing glass right out of high school, and started making marbles right away. probably by 97. So I've been doing marbles for a really long time, and just finished making my own marble molds, and so that's awesome as well to be able to do that. So, but other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'm Dan the Glass Man. You guys have a beautiful day. We're out.